Hello world, this is Shruti Pandey and today I have with me Mr. Chanakya Joshi, who is the founder of GetAConnect. I really want to thank you so much, sir, for giving me your precious time and doing this despite all the different kind of things happening in Pune and still making it possible for me and the people who would be looking at this video and making some learnings out of it. Really appreciate it.
It's a pleasure, Shruti, to join and contribute in whatever way I can. So that's okay, no problem.
No,
So
and
just a disclaimer, there is a power shortage here going on in Maharashtra, and I'm from Pune, so there is a power cut here for full day. So that's why you can not see me properly, but just adjust for that.
no, sir, you look gorgeous. I mean, seriously, you do. And I again appreciate, your commitment towards me and you giving me your time. It's such an honor, really. And thank you for being my expert on this topic on e-learning. I couldn't think of anybody else but you. So I thought of having you to answer my questions. So if it's
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
can I start asking the questions then?
Yes, Shruti, please.
Awesome, awesome. So my first question for you is, why is e-learning platform the boom in today's world?
Okay. So if you look at today's world, extremely huge changes are happening currently. I actually summarize it in three categories. One is digitization, where everything is going digital, including our whatever we do right from since morning till evening. Everything is now getting digitized. Businesses, your B2C world, everything. Second trend that I can see is automation. Everything is either fully automated or semi-automated. So this is another really big trend. We all are going through this. The changes already started 10 years back, and I'm sure there is much. It has got a long leg, and there is a lot to happen with respect to these two categories: digitization and automation. The third thing, what I summarize is subscription. So we call it as subscription economy, where you will not buy products in future. You will buy products as a service. So you might have heard about SaaS, which is software as a service. What I think is going to happen in future is everything will be as a service in future, be it the product or be it a software, be it anything. When I say product as a service, we may not buy that electric oven and sell it after 5 years and then buy a new one. Maybe we can subscribe to for that electric oven with an oven company, and maybe they will upgrade our machine, our product after a determined frequency, maybe 3 years, 5 years, 6 years. That might be as per the plan. So we don't have to buy any asset. We can only rent it out. We can only subscribe to something and just use the services and enjoy the automatic updates, related maintenance and everything. So I think these are the changes that are going to happen in future. And looking at these huge changes, everything is going to turn upside down. And the only competitive advantage that you as an individual or you as an organization will have is learning. You need to learn so many things because business is changing, technology is changing, our life is changing. And all these changes are actually, it's very clear that e-learning platforms are always going to boom in today's world. In addition to this, COVID came in the picture, and COVID accelerated all these changes by maybe 5 to 10 years. These changes are anyway going to happen, but because of COVID, we are kind of early. We cut short the 5 and 10 year cycle, and then we are very fast into this changes. And e-learning platforms are actually in a good spot to leverage and help the world make better.
I really love your thought process and thinking here, sir, because the 3 points that you just summarized it makes so much of sense, right? Like everything going digital, everything being a automation of something, and subscription. I think you have hit the nail in the coffin. It makes a lot of sense to me. So now moving on to my second question, because I'm really interested to see what you'll say for this. So will e-learning help or add to our troubles?
I should not say troubles, but yes, I'm damn sure that this is definitely going to help. See, what is going to happen is the learning is also the way we are turning everything upside down. Our
Mhm,
learning way we learn will also turn upside down.
mhm,
What happens if you look at any learning phase currently? If you look at our college days, our professors used to do the mundane routine lectures, and we used to spend 45 minutes or 50 minutes or 1 hour into those lectures, and then there was no time for any discussion during the classroom, right? By the time people were actually up to the topic, the class used to get closed, and there was no time for the discussion, which actually is the quality thing in any learning process, especially at the senior level, at the colleges, at post at maybe skill or working management people, right? So what I think e-learning is going to help is e-learning is going to uh, uh, automate in a way where we can record these routine lectures of the professors or whoever experts you call,
mhm,
and those recording sessions will be heard by the students, and they will actually join either a offline classroom or an online classroom, where the focus will be more on the discussions, where the focus will be more on the asking questions, sharing the best practices, sharing experiences, and the new teacher in the new world is going to facilitate these things. So I don't think e-learning is going to be a problem. It in fact is going to take our learning to next level. You can actually then call it as learning 2.0 in that way. That is one point. Second point is a democratization of learning. So because of the online platforms, we can actually access any expert in the world from anywhere on any device at any time. There is no limit. I can sitting here, I can listen to Elon Musk. Sitting here, I can understand what is happening in the minds of Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and who not, right? Everyone can access information in this world because of this e-learning and the internet and whole digitization. So I think that is also going to help uh, all of us. The only trouble that you might be hinting at is the screen time. The screen time is going to increase. We might not feel that, yeah, we are healthy. We might not be healthy also. But I think we have to adjust to it. The way we are now living with COVID these days. We have to adjust ourselves, our lifestyle, and we have to handle this change in lifestyle. I'm sure we are going to adjust it properly in future, and e-learning will coexist with our normal learning, with our offline activities as well, because we being social animal, we can't stay in a room. We all have seen that in last 2 years, and now you can see people are actually coming out. They like meeting other people, and in fact this thing has got it's like we could not do it for last 2 years, so let's do it more. And that I'm sure it's going to happen in future also. So I don't see it as a trouble. Maybe we have to adjust to our lifestyle, and we have to these things will have to coexist in our new life, offline as well as online. Last but not the least, e-learning is going to change things upside down in the way current learning was actually past learning, I should say, was teacher centric, but the current learning will be student centric. It will not be top down, but it will be bottom up, where student will be in charge. Whenever I want to study, I can study. Whenever I want to give tests, I can give tests, right? Whenever I have to ask questions, I can ask questions. So everything will be student centric, and this e-learning is actually doing the right thing from that perspective. So I think troubles will not be much. pros of having e-learning are much more than the cons of it.
You actually made me feel envious of this generation that they will get to discuss more and they'll get to learn more, and that too at their own pace and own time. I mean, our generation never had something like that, right? I mean,
Absolutely,
we were
absolutely.
we were supposed to have mandatory attendance in colleges, otherwise there would be penalties and we would be penalized in some form. Or I still remember, like, parents would be called if we don't go and stuff like that. So I think a lot those things kids these days would not even know, and it would actually facilitate and emphasize more on learning rather than anything else, which makes
Absolutely.
sense for this generation.
Yes.
Which
Basically, we are going to enjoy best of both worlds, right? We are going to enjoy that 2 day, 3 day outing to the college or office, and we are going to enjoy that remaining 5 days or 4 days where we are learning with our machine at our home, at inside our comfort zone. So I think we are going to enjoy best of both worlds. So I think the world should look at it that way. Don't look at it negatively. Look at it that you're going to have best of both worlds.
wow. Which brings me to my last question for you, which is, why did you choose to bring a personalized e-learning platform for organizations or corporate?
Yeah, that's a good question. That is related to what I do at GetAConnect. So at GetAConnect, we are not focusing on learning of K-12 or B2C. We are mainly focusing on B2B learning, where we are giving our platform as a SaaS LMS to organizations. So to answer your question, Shruti, basically, if you look at that future, the digitization, automation, and subscription, uh, everything is going to change, and learning is going to be a competitive advantage for corporates as well, right? The faster we learn, the better our company will perform, right? So the winning formula is now changed, right? It's not earlier we used to outsize the competition. In today's world and in future, we are going to outlearn the competition. So it doesn't matter if you are not as big as Microsoft or Google or TCS or Infosys. As long as you can outlearn them, you can do something better for customers. You can learn something better and add value, execute that learning. I think that will be your winning formula. So learning will be really, really a big thing for all the companies, be it into a non-IT or specifically an IT industry. It will be because of this subscription economy, as I told you, it's going to cut across all the industries. So each and every industry has to learn a lot in future about their business, about the new technology, about the new way of advertising, new way of reaching out people, new way of maintaining your brand on social media, everything, right? And personally, what I feel is any company is not going to go ahead using external trainers. So when I mean what I mean by external trainers is nobody from outside can come inside your company and train your employees about XYZ thing, and then suddenly your company is going to grow. What is going to really matter in the long run is what are the tips and uh, what are the tricks basically of your business which are actually delivered to your people. Who are those people who know the tricks? And the answer to this is the seniors in the organization or the star performance inside the organization itself. So my point is, external trainings might not be helpful, rather will not be helpful, if I dare to say that. And internal trainings are going to be really, really helpful to add value, where your employees can actually perform on the job. And all these internal trainings is nothing but the documentation of your existing tricks of the business, existing best practices, existing SOPs that you are documenting, and how you are delivering that to the next gen inside the company. So looking at this, I think internal trainings are going to matter a lot. That's one thing. Second thing, hiring talent is always a challenge, and it is going to be a greater challenge in the next new future, because the time for which a person works for a company is reducing drastically, right? Earlier, it was our parents actually worked for one company, one organization for whole of their lifetime. Maybe next gen work for 15, 20 years. Today's generation is not going to work for that much time, right? Hardly 2 years, 3 years, 5 years,
It
right?
has come down
And
to
because
months
of that,
now. Ironically, it has even come down to months now. I mean, I find some juniors who
absolutely,
are like, कुछ growth नहीं दिख रहा है दीदी, resume कैसे बनाऊं? And they have just
yes,
switched, and it's hardly some months, and they want to switch. They're so right. Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. So spending our energies on hiring is actually a waste of time. You
Mhm.
should hire a good guy. You should hire a cat and make it a tiger using your internal trainings. I think that is how we should look at this whole game of being competitive in future. So that's why we focus on corporations, and our main focus is on using common sense and technology
Yeah.
to make everyday learning possible.
Which is why I respect you even more, and I myself call you the expert in e-learning area, sir, because it is such a simple problem within organizations that has been there since time immemorial, but still people don't understand and don't know how to make the most of it. I mean, I don't even have to go back like 10 years what I was doing, where I was doing, but like literally like my last startups where I was working, I remember the number of times I have recorded a particular session and then shared it with, the new joinees or some different departments in the company. And then there would be another problem with it, because, sometimes the new joinees are get little excited and they'd be like, Shruti, can I share it with the client? And you're like, no, this is for internal training purposes only. Let it be with you and stuff like that. So this is really such a simple problem which has been there, and people have not thought about solving it. So I really respect you more for that. And like your logo, it makes really sense to me that that bulb should glow in people and they should make the use of their internal resources, which are like the brightest and biggest asset a company can have.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was such an amazing interview, and the way you gave all those wise and crisp answer with bullet points, I just loved it. I was literally making notes about it, because this is really gold for me. So thank you so much, sir. In case you have any parting words for us, please feel free to share.
Yeah, basically that's the game. The point is learning is important for you as well as me as well as our company. And I think we should learn every day. Since my childhood, I'm learning till today. I learn new things every day. And this technology is really, really becoming more and more complex in future, right? So a lot of new things are happening. I think we are all of us are passing through a phase. The way COVID came in 100 years time, right? COVID kind of pandemic came in almost 100 years. I
Yes.
think this kind of change, the change is like a tsunami, which is coming. Kind of, it's like invention of a wheel or a fire in earlier history, right?
Right.
That kind of change is what we are going through, and I'm sure we all have to adjust and you know face this with learning as our secret weapon.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think the day we stop
Yeah.
learning is like that's the end of you, right? Like if the moment you stop
Yes,
learning,
yes,
what are you going to do if you stop learning? So this makes sense.
absolutely.
Thank you so much, sir, despite all the the issues because of whatever reasons, the power cut and everything that
Yeah,
it is
because
facing.
of the power cut.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yes.
know, I know. And despite that, you giving us such golden nuggets about e-learning, because you are in this field for a long time, right? The way people look at e-learning, in a good way, in a bad way, in a good light, in a bad light. So I think this was much needed for people to know that e-learning is here to revolutionize in a good way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you so much, sir. It was really a pleasure having you, and hope to see you
Yes, thanks, Shruti.
soon.
Yes, thank you, Shruti. Thanks for calling me, and it was a great discussion.
Thank you so much, sir.